So we're still working on our template. So far we have added a screen navigation here on the right side of our template layout, and we've added 2 sections to the information bar here at the top of our layout. This lecture will be about adding a start and a stop button for our refill process to the template. We start by removing the rectangle and the text here. Since they were only placeholders, we won't need those anymore. Now let's add the start button. By copying a button here from the navigation area, we save time by not needing to set up the appearance and layout properties again. Furthermore, the copied button will have the correct layer, which is the graphics layer, assigned to it as well. Under General Properties, we are not going to use a graphic list. The reason is that we are not going to use a tag to indicate the graphic of our button. Instead, we are selecting Graphic here. And we are going to assign a graphic for when the button is not pressed and another graphic for when the button is pressed. So the graphic of the button will change when the user presses or releases the button, and this will give an intuitive feedback to the user when operating the button. So for the not pressed graphic, we select Button Template Start Off. And for the pressed graphic, we assign the graphic Button Template Start On. Now by going from graphic list to graphic, the button seems to have lost the layout property Fit the object to the content. So let's mark that again. Now we need to add an action to this button. The idea here is that when an operator presses this button, a PLC tag for starting the application is being held high or being energized. To add this action, we start by going to the Events tab. First, we're going to remove the release event here. Because this was copied over from the navigation button, we don't need this here. Now under the press event, we select the function setBit while key pressed. This function will keep the value of our start bit high as long as the operator presses the button. For our tag, we select DB machine state handler, command start. If you're interested in how this bit is used in the PLC application, go and check out the function block FB state handler under the program group machine and under the subgroup functions. This bit is basically used to transition the machine state handler from a ready state to a running state. Since we have added whole tag data structures in a previous lecture and have not mapped every individual tag, we now need to go down a list here using the 3 dots on the right and navigate the path to our start bit. Now we just need to position our button correctly on our layout. And that's it for the start button. For the stop button, we copy-paste the start button first, and we change the properties and event accordingly afterwards. So we change the tag on our press event to the DB machine state handler command stop tag. And under general properties, we choose the correct stop button graphics for not pressed and pressed. Finally, we position the button nicely under the start button. If we now quickly simulate the application, we see that by pressing the start and stop buttons, the graphic changes. So there is an intuitive feedback, kind of like a handshake, to the user. Since we are not connected to a PLC, the event of the buttons, which is setting a PLC tag while the button is being pressed, cannot be tested yet. In a later section of this course, we will test all features of the HMI with a simulated PLC application. In the following lecture, and this will be the final lecture of this section on creating a screen template, we are going to visualize the machine states of our PLC application on the template. So thank you for now, and I'll see you on the next lecture.